Oh my god, I didn't do an intro. Why did I not do an intro? Hey! I wasn't even thinking. I just booted up the game and just pressed the A button. Okay. Hi everyone! Welcome back to Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We're in trial, as you can see. I don't know why I did that. I'm very tired today. Yeah. Anyways, this is the second to last video of the Ace Attorney trilogy, I think. As you know, before I start a video, I will normally look at the guide, not to get the answers and cheat. You all know this, but I like to clarify anyway. But I look at it to see how many answers there are in this section of the game before we hit a to be continued to get an idea of how long it is. There's only like one section of answers, so like, I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I mean, if this is its own part, it's gonna need a to be continued, I'm imagining it's probably gonna get drawn out. Are we gonna have to like go get Maya after this or something? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, Dahlia, it's Dahlia in front of us, which is great. She's throwing Maya under the bus. That explains why Iris was doing that, because like, that seems very rude of Iris, which means that whole time in the other investigation, when all those other locks showed up, that was Dahlia and not Iris. Now the question is who is Dahlia currently possessing? I'm very curious about that. But anyway, let's just jump into it and find out. Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness.
Yes, how can I help you, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that if we're to learn the truth, we'll need to hear your testimony.
I have no problem with that. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown.
I don't trust you. Whatever you tell me is not going to be the truth.
In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us all about the plan that was carried out that night.
The plan.
The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master.
Really? Your death was part of it?
But for it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die.
She's not dead. I know she's not.
The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
Dude, I don't know what to press on that. I'm just gonna press on anything. Oh, I didn't read the judge's line. So, that's great. Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fay?
Yes, you have a problem with that?
Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that—
Watch yourself, Wright. If you got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. That's one of my rules.
Well, that's what I'm about to do, Gato.
Mr. Gatto is correct. And by the way, that's one of my rules as well. We're so similar.
To kill Maya? Could it be true? I'm literally going into cross-examination anyway. Dude, didn't need to yell at me. Dude, I'm just gonna press on everything. Everything was insane. You were executed last month, correct?
Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant.
Dang, hanging? In this day and age? Ugh. How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay?
Last year, she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her.
I see. So, that's when you discussed the plan.
I love how a judge is able to just like accept this in court now. He's like, yep, she's dead, but she's here talking to me right now. This is insane. I wonder what actual lawyers think of this game sometimes.
Ha! Are you crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well. Even though I'm her own daughter.
Oh, to make Pearl Fay the master of Karain?
She's a cold, twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister, Misty, took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan.
A plan, huh?
Okay, a stupid plan. Let's press again. You're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct?
Yes, though at first she had high hopes for the two of us.
You and your twin sister, Iris.
That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father.
Abandoned? How terrible!
The only person I ever really cared about in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at an old temple.
You mean Iris?
Yes, my father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around, right? And on top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general.
What a terrible father. How horrible.
The really horrible one was that woman, that bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power, unfortunately for her. Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams onto that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family.
For it to work, my Faye would first have to die.
Yeah, what?
Huh?
Oh, probably because, yeah, Maya's the successor, so you need to get rid of her. Maya would have to die, but why?
For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. Remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of.
But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya.
How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all.
I'm surprised. I mean, Dahlia herself is so, like, manipulative and self-centered that she's even, like, going along with this plan. She's like, okay, fine, I'll do this. That's ridiculous.
She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter. And naturally, the life of Maya Fay as well.
How could anyone do that?
Because she sucks.
Okay, the idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame put on Iris. You're going to kill Maya? I wonder if I'm supposed to press on everything anyway. I'm just doing it because it's all insane.
Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions in the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me.
Which is very unfortunate. Ugh.
So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger twin. On Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple.
She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart.
Except for your hair color.
If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally, they would think it was Iris that had done it.
And the witness in this case was the head nun, Sister Bikini.
I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway.
But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she?
Dahlia doesn't really care about that kind of stuff.
Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her.
Because, oh, you actually brought it up. Didn't you? That was you that mentioned that Iris, like, backed out on, what was it, the plan with the fake kidnapping? Backstabber.
You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway,
The plan went wrong, but it seemed to have succeeded anyway. You're saying Maya's dead, is that what you're saying? You think the plan was a success?
you heard me. Just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fay is dead. Now the title of the master will pass on to Pearl Fay.
That's absurd. Maya's just... she's just trapped inside the sacred cavern.
Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you? My darling Feeny.
Ooh, don't do that to him.
Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you.
He's like, yeah, figured that one out.
Your sniveling naivete and your pathetic faith in other people.
I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fay's plan?
I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point, no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires.
So did you go off the rails?
Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of.
If that's how you feel, why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya?
You may not understand it, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that.
So then tell me, why?
Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest.
I know.
The reason I helped her was for myself. For my own personal satisfaction.
What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead? What could that be? Do you oh, do you understand why I would kill Maya Fey now? What my goal was? You hated Mia. Oh. Is this revenge on Mia? Oh my god, that's what it is. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself?
As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore. Because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead. And you can't take revenge against them either.
Yep.
You wanted to take revenge on someone. I am in the middle of something I know nothing about.
I was sentenced to die because of that woman. Mia Fey.
I somehow knew this was it. Hey, Gato, you still want to defend this girl? You know, in the prosecution? This is how you're, like, trying to get found not guilty right now. Oh, wait. I guess you're trying to find Iris guilty. I don't know. I guess this is like a weird gray area because I'm defending Iris, but this is Dahlia. And who's Dahlia possessing right now? And Gato, who are you really trying to get found guilty right now? Because we all know you care about Mia. So how do you feel about this? Where do we stand? Who is Gato trying to get found guilty anymore? I don't know.
I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel.
Yeah, murdering her sister and getting sentenced to jail for murder. Very similar things.
Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up.
And the reason it was impossible? Was it perhaps because Mia Fey had already died?
Yes, and I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead.
And how do you do that?
Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, lives on forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I helped out with that woman's plan.
Just for that. For that, you would kill Maya. Your goal was no different than that of Morgan Fey. Dahlia, that sucks. I hate her.
As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I am philosophical, but a cruel plan, cruel, cold, and heartless.
Humph. Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you, there's not a thing you can do to me. That night, at about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world.
Who, though? Who's possessing you? Or, you know what I mean. Did I say that right? I don't know. Or, I don't know how to word it.
I quickly pinned my hair up and put on a demon warding hood.
Uh-huh.
Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple.
So, it was Elise D who channeled her after all. Oh, okay. That's kind of what I thought, but then how does Elise end up being killed?
That ridiculous head nun never noticed a thing. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back, clutching her poor old back.
What did you do then?
That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and...
So then you're saying you stabbed Maya? Dahlia, I will kill you.
It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that.
Oh, really?
What does that mean? No clear memory.
I don't know. I think I was stabbed.
You were stabbed.
At the last minute, Maya Fey must have stabbed me. I'm sure of it.
Oh, because you're trying to get Maya to get it pinned on Maya still. That she killed Elise. It's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a french fry with a plastic fork.
Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness.
And where would Maya have gotten the knife?
But before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I had hoped it would cast suspicion on her.
I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end. How would at least look exactly like Dahlia, though? Like when Mia possesses Maya or Pearl, we can tell. You know?
That's where my memory temporarily stops. Oh, how convenient.
It stops.
I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own 2 hands. My very last memory was Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness.
You're in the sacred cavern.
The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I had been trapped in there.
How did you wind up in there?
I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead, and I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself.
For a ghost, you're one tough cookie.
I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out.
Well, so who's in there? Did Maya temporarily channel you then? Why would she have done that?
The trick lock stopped you, huh?
I didn't know how to remove it.
So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cavern.
Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible, but it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it.
Interrupted?
It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall.
What? Who?
Could it have been Maya?
I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see.
Why not?
If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern.
That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. Maya or Pearl? Maya and Pearls. Pearls went there to cover the hanging scroll in gravy.
Still, I finally managed to remove the lock, but I was too late.
What do you mean by that?
The flies had already started to gather.
The bridge had been fixed and the police had started their investigation, correct?
Naturally, I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself. I realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I had hoped. But just then, Lady Luck showed up.
Lady Luck?
After that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself.
Iris. The real Iris?
She said she'd come to make sure the sacred cavern was all right. Stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place.
Oh, so Iris is in there right now. Where's Maya? Is Maya also in there?
I had finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually succeeded.
What do you mean by your plan had succeeded?
I'd misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me, I'd assumed that it was Pearl Fey.
Well, of course you would have assumed that. It was written in the instructions.
But I was wrong. The person that had actually called my spirit back was Misty Fey, the picture book author.
What?
Well, that's really the only possibility, isn't it?
Who are you right now, though?
After I lost consciousness in the garden, it was her body that was left lying there. Maya Fey. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit.
And that is...
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Matricide. The sin of killing her own mother.
Ugh. No way. No, this still isn't right. Still isn't right. Is Dahlia telling the truth? She could be lying, but she might also think that's what happened and it's still not. I don't know. I'm very confused.
Order in the court. What is the meaning of this?
It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fey. But even so, The murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Faye's life was none other than your darling little Maya.
Ridiculous. That's nonsense.
Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there?
What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence?
The fact that Maya Faye has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it?
Huh?
The idea that she's still in the sacred cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple. That much is obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be.
Where?
Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of the Eagle River. Where else?
Eagle River.
Maya Faye killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into the Eagle River.
No, absolutely not.
Most bodies that wind up in there are lost forever. So, what do you have to say now? Feeny?
Hold on, my phone's ringing. Going to assume that's Phoenix's. Oh no, it's Gato.
Oops. Sorry. That's my phone.
I mean, it wasn't Phoenix's ringtone. Is this Gato's theme, but different? But phone? I can't tell. It totally is. What kind of ringtone is that? It's too hot.
Gato here. Okay, thanks.
Was it something important?
They just finished removing the locks from the sacred cavern.
That's great. What about Maya?
There was a woman in the cave.
Was it Maya Faye?
It's gonna be Iris.
It was the accused, Sister Iris.
Huh?
Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just finished telling you that.
So, what about Maya? Where is she?
There's no one else found inside the sacred cavern.
No, it can't be. Who are you right now, though? Who is channeling Dahlia right now?
I told you, didn't I? She's dead.
No. No! Oh, poor Phoenix. It's okay, she's not dead.
It seems that this case has come to an end. A tragic end. Maya was a member of our wacky court, and she will be missed. Sadly, it appears the killer of Elise D., also known as Misty Faye, was her own daughter, Maya Faye. Overcome with guilt for what she had done, Maya Faye jumped to her death into the raging waters of the Eagle River.
You know, you would have made me present a lot more evidence to prove that, Judge. Just saying. It can't be. Ha. What? Who? Gato, why are you so happy? Or are you just like, you want to actually be mad at me?
Trite, have you ever heard of this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth, no matter how improbable it may seem.
But what is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Gatto? Is now really the time for this?
According to this witness, Maya Faye threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth?
Thank you, Gato. Good. I'm glad you're not being mean.
Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden. Which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side, near the bridge.
That's right. That's where she jumped from.
But that's impossible.
Thank you, Gato. Oh, we're reaching the point where we're gonna work together, maybe?
It's impossible to jump into the river from there.
What?
Don't get your panties all twisted up, Trite. Just relax and think through the whole thing again.
Thanks, buddy. It's the nicest you ever been to me. So it's impossible. Maya couldn't have thrown herself into Eagle River.
Well, Mr. Wright, Miss Hawthorne claims Miss Faye threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim?
Is it the map? Yeah. There's land there. She can't make it to the water. Ta-da! It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness. Right, from your old case.
What did you say?
11 years ago, you jumped into the very same river. Just take a look at this overhead map. As you can see, below the cliff on the inner temple side is a big rock shelf.
Oh! Ooh! I love rock shelves. You're right.
She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from here. In other words, if she had jumped, we should be able to see her body in this photo.
Huh. So you finally figured it out.
Thanks, Gato.
No!
To get you for a third time, girl.
Order, order.
You're just playing with me. Mayafei's body is at the bottom of the Eagle River. There's nowhere else she could possibly be hiding.
Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard this one before? Unless you're Maya right now? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Yes, just a few minutes ago.
Mayafei wasn't inside the sacred cavern. We now know that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River.
Correct.
So she's standing in front of us right now?
That eliminates all the most likely possibilities.
Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be.
What? What is this one possibility you're talking about?
That's obviously a bluff. So where is her dead body then?
Finally, I think the pieces are falling into place. Normally, the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there is a way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where Maya is this very instant? Mayafei is in this very courtroom. There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom.
What?
Mayafei is here.
You say she's here in my courtroom, my wacky court. My God, how amazing.
Dahlia Hawthorne, I seem to recall that you said I had misunderstood one thing, you see.
So what?
But I think there's one more thing you misunderstood.
What do you mean?
Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne?
Why, that's obvious. It's Pearl Fay. That pathetic little sniveling runt.
No, it's not true. Because I've talked to Pearl recently when you would have been around. Also, we would have been able to tell. It'd be like Pearl's outfit in like the weird, like you'd be weirdly tall. It just wouldn't be right. You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it.
I never feel it channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened.
Is there any explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
It could have happened if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
Someone called me before Pearl did. But who?
Do you know? Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime. But she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer to you right about now. Am I correct? She doesn't know, does she? Ah! Ha! You don't! You're Maya. It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. There was someone else who called you before she could. And it was Maya. This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Faye is gone. There's only one possibility left.
Come on already. I can't stand the tension. I'm too dumb to figure it out. You have to tell me, Phoenix Wright.
Dahlia Hawthorne, the person channeling you right now must be Maya Faye.
What?
She doesn't know. She really thought that she got Maya.
But how could that be? Remember what those witness Dahlia Hawthorne said about her goal?
She said her goal was to kill Mayafei.
Yes, that's right. But if Maya channeled the spirit of someone that was trying to kill her,
Well, Gramps, what would happen?
could it be?
Maya was she like trying to purposely lock her up? Because she was in the sacred cavern? It looks like you finally understand, Your Honor.
Well, I don't. What are you going on about?
What I'm going on about is the reason Maya channeled you. And there's only one reason. To protect herself from you.
To protect herself? From me?
Yes, on the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Fey. The path back to Hazakura was closed off, and there was nowhere for her to run. So then the problem became, where would be the safest place to hide?
You mean... that's when she channeled me?
All this time, you thought you had been channeled by pearls. That's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you. Smart girl. That's Beth girl.
No, don't say that. Ooh, that was scary. That was scary. You're saying that I, Dahlia Hawthorne, was played for a fool by that little whelp?
You've been played for a fool, like, 3 times now.
Maya Fey killed herself. Isn't it obvious?
Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into Eagle River. This was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple.
I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that who's never been out in the real world.
She has. She's gone on plenty of adventures with me, thank you very much. She's not stupid.
She could never have come up with a plan like that. Who could have ever given her such a brilliant idea?
Well, me, of course. Oh, Mia! Hello. When did Pearl get next to me? Mia.
Mia Fey.
I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm so confused. This is insane. This is the wackiest my court has ever been.
It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Hey, Gato. This is probably weird for you.
So it's true. It was you.
Yes.
You're something else.
But what? What are you doing here?
That hair. It's Pearl's, right?
Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to that night one more time. You had just cornered Maya in the Inner Temple's garden. And then, in the final moments of the fight, you lost consciousness. I was stabbed by Maya Fey. Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you.
Huh? How?
She did?
Not terribly surprising since she was about to be killed.
When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed help. So she channeled me. She explained in a memo the situation she was in. She asked me what I thought she should do. She did that. I can't believe it. Of course, I didn't have all the details, but one thing was perfectly clear.
And that was?
I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free.
Free? What do you mean?
It was a race against time, so I wrote down 2 things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock herself in the secret cavern until help arrived.
So it was Maya who put the lock on there? Okay.
Yes, but why did you order her to do those 2 things?
If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else.
Yeah, by Pearl.
By one Pearl Fey.
Pearls?
Yes, Pearls didn't properly understand the plan, so all she was trying to do was follow her mother, Morgan Fey's instructions. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly.
So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Fey to kill Maya at all costs.
Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along.
How dare you? I won't forget this.
Why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure.
Yes, another failure to add to the pile of shame, wouldn't you say? What do you mean by another?
Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes. Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure. This is true. You suck at this.
What? How dare you?
11 years ago. You didn't even succeed in killing Gato, because he's right there. The fake kidnapping, your very first crime. You got your hands on a $2 million diamond, but... After Terry Wallace escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed.
Shut your mouth. That wasn't my fault. It was because of that stupid oaf of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman.
And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but... that part is a failure that you failed to kill him. You wound up killing someone else. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you, but it's no longer funny.
You! Wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face.
And now this. You've messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you. But the question still remains of who killed Elise?
Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Mia Fey. You spinster. I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. And if you had gotten this spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death. True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me. What? What did you say? Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you are destined to lose for all of eternity.
Suck it, Dahlia.
Gah.
I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead.
What about it?
Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever.
That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything.
Brutal! God, killed her with that one. Killed her again.
And for you, there is no escape from that, no hope of freedom, since the day you were executed. The narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has burnt to a crisp. You're wrong. It can't be.
She's shaking the courtroom.
How could I lose to the likes of you?
It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now.
Ah!
She's shaking the courtroom.
Oh, there she goes. Creepy.
Ew! Oh god. Ew!
Oh my god. She's a demon.
I'm not ready. Not ready to go.
Oh, this is so creepy. Ew! Oh, that was creepy. Talia, ew. Come back, best girl. What an evil woman. There she is. Well, I guess they were the same height and the same clothes on, I guess. So.
Nick, sis.
I guess that's how they ended up looking similar. Oh no, Maya.
Now then, I assume you are the real Iris?
Yes, I was just rescued from the secret cavern.
I must say, you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Gatto, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne?
If you ask me, Your Honor, it looks like she went back to the hells she came from.
It seems that Misty Fey wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Fey as well, as the young Pearl Fey, were also victims of this wicked and selfish plan.
But who killed Elise? Yes, Your Honor.
The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit again. Please, for the love of God, she's awful. I'm terrified. Did you see what happened at the end? It's like a demon. There's a demon in my wacky court, and I never want that to happen again.
Your Honor?
Yes, what is it?
About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now. Well, this isn't his first rodeo, I guess.
Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the Korean channeling technique.
Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of Occult?
I've seen quite a few things in my many years on this bench. And in all that time, I finally learned this one thing. Each case is different and takes place in its own world, if you will. This is the deepest thing I have ever said. In order to fully understand that world, first, we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ.
Never thought of it that way.
At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of Iris of Husker Temple.
Objection!
What, Gato? I know we still don't know who killed Elise.
You're a little too fast with that gavel, Your Honor.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Gatto?
This trial, it isn't over yet. That's what he means.
What?
Trite. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony?
Huh? Dahlia's testimony?
I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone.
Yes, that's right.
The person who was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled with Dahlia. Elise D. No, Misty Faye. But who killed her? We still don't know who did it.
This isn't over? Did Misty do it to herself? Maybe to save Maya?
Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial. We can't let her walk until there is evidence that proves her innocence.
No way.
But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony. I have to get to Mahjong.
The prosecution is ready to call our final witness.
Final witness?
This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye.
Indeed.
Maya?
Is it really all right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Of course it's all right, Madam Attorney.
Very well then. Who's this final witness?
Huh. Isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in this case.
Someone who saw the murder take place.
The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes.
You mean Maya? You can't. She can't testify after what she's been through.
I don't care. We need to find the truth. Prosecution calls Maya Faye to the witness stand.
Very well. But first, we'll take a brief recess. I need a slide break. That was too much for my old heart. We'll have to wait for Miss Faye to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we will proceed with the trial.
Hey, Trite. I've got something to say to you, so listen up.
What is it?
I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you.
You got some nerve.
That's not going to happen this time. This time, you're gonna have to do this by yourself.
What do you mean by that, Gato? Gato can't think that Iris did it. He might know what the truth is.
That's enough. This court is now in recess. Go to the slides. Right now.
I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me, but I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk.
She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the sacred cavern.
I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on.
Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you, why did you help your sister out as much as you did?
Huh?
If you had tried to get help at the Sacred Cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there.
My sister, I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by our mother and never got any love from our father either.
Yeah, but she's also evil. Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it? Right. Perfect example.
Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple.
I don't know, she might just be like that. You know how some people are just like that? I think she might be.
I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong. She never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her that I wouldn't help her.
Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago?
Yes. I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But, as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister Valerie ended up...
That was the case that wounded Mia so badly.
But things didn't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder.
Some people? You must mean...
Yes, 2 defense attorneys. Mia Fey and Diego Armando.
Is this gonna be how Gato ended up the way he did?
After poisoning Mr. Armando, who was getting too close to learning the truth, Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly had the poison for her. You.
That's right. Iris, there's one more thing I have to ask you.
Yes, what is it?
On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise D, was it really you?
Yes, it was me. That night, after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. There's a problem.
Come to the inner temple right away. I don't know who said that.
I got on the snowmobile and headed for the inner temple, but...
The path to the inner temple was cut off, right?
Exactly. We can't just leave the body here. So, you've got to do this, exactly as I say. Got it?
Whee! We're lucky that worked. Especially that it just flew off right at the top.
It was me. I was the one that received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body, so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mystic Elise always held.
I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff.
Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on the snowmobile.
Which could mean that Elise did it to herself because she knew that she had the weapon in there. So maybe to, like, protect Maya, she, like, you know, stabbed herself. But why? Why did you alter the body?
I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Fey. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with her sword. I put the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground.
Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it.
I see. Why not? I just assumed it was Dahlia. Has a sword hidden inside the actual weapon used to murder the victim. Defendant!
Yes?
Judge is calling you. He wants to see you in his chambers with his chambers that have slides and swings in it. Where he's having fun at recess. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne. He's very confused. His brain hurts.
All right. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you.
Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell me. So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer, so she's probably gonna get some time in jail. Maybe even from the very beginning.
Phoenix.
Hi, girl. Mia. How is Maya doing?
Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case.
I see. You told me she's learned who Elise D really was.
Yes, I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew.
But why?
Maya's stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it.
What do you mean by that?
I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. The trial is about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet?
Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still, I think that just maybe I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden at the Inner Temple, and the criminal wasn't just there by accident, which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning.
And one more thing. The victim was moved to the Hazakura temple side of the by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the Inner Temple side for almost an entire day.
Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in the Hazakura Temple the following day.
That's as much as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win or lose.
Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see, anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me, all by myself. To be continued, we got one left, guys. One left. I won't lie, I'm still a little confused by who did it. I feel like it's gotta be Misty. You know? Because Maya didn't do it. Pearl didn't do it. So did Misty just do it to herself to help Maya? That seems to be it for Dahlia. Very interesting. Man, she was scary at the end. But she got the ultimate punishment, okay? Like, Mia, oh my god, dragged her through the mud. That was great. But yeah, next time we will finish up this case and the Ace Attorney trilogy. Oh my god. I kind of can't believe it. A little sad, but we'll get there next time, okay? For right now, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!